Pia Zadora has struck again. Pia Zadora in a musical about aliens. Do you need any more of an introduction than that? 1984's Voyage of the Rock Aliens stars Tom Nolan, Craig Sheffer, Ruth Gordon, and of course, Pia Zadora. Jermaine Jackson is credited as also starring in the film, but he's only in a music video in the beginning, so don't get your hopes up. Alright, I have booze on standby because it's Pia Zadora. I think we're ready. A robot on an alien ship is searching the universe for the source of that rock music with which the crew is suddenly so obsessed. And one possible source is a planet called Akirima? Asirima, whatever.
And when the rain begins to fall, you ride my rainbow in the sky.
Upon seeing that the planet is just one big Pia Zadora Jermaine Jackson music video, they move on. The ship's scanner finally concludes that they might as well try a planet called Earth because why not? I can think of a few reasons. The robot wakes up the crew, and I'm hoping that's the reason this guy's hair looks like this.
Where will we all be in the 21st century?
We come to Lake Erie, and even in the 80s they knew that pollution was going to muck up our water sources. Dee Dee is bored with this town and wants real love, which she proceeds to sing about, of course.
I want real love, that's what I want.
What are you doing, Pia? Look out, no! Sorry, childhood playground trauma. Dee Dee's boyfriend Frankie shows up and kills the song because...
I decide who sings with the band around here.
I mean, does attempted singing count? Meanwhile, Sheriff Ruth Gordon is innocently spying on a man with her telescope when she sees the spaceship, which, by the way, is shaped like a giant guitar. Wow, they really did get obsessed with rock music. They even had the ship rebuilt. Taking a cue from Doctor Who, the crew is approaching Earth in a telephone booth. I know, in Doctor Who it's a police box, leave me alone. Sheriff Ruth Gordon sets out to save the city from the aliens landing.
We got a city to save.
Robot Butler joins them on Earth, but he needs to disguise himself as a fire hydrant to avoid suspicion. Surely there's a less suspicious disguise than a rolling fire hydrant.
You boys see anything strange around here?
No!
Better go on back to town where you be safe.
I want to grow up to be Ruth Gordon someday. We establish that Frankie is a toxic person and controls the town for whatever reason, and Dee Dee is clearly not terribly happy. The town, by the way, is called Spielberg.
The feeling of disappointment and regret and betrayal lasted only about 10 minutes.
Shut up, Steven Spielberg. Of course, the aliens stand out when they get into the diner, but Dee Dee and best friend Diane don't notice them because Diane is telling Dee Dee that Dee Dee needs to have sex with Frankie to make him behave better, and that leads to Cell Block Tango Panty Edition in the bathroom.
You bring out the lover in me.
Dee Dee and young Oscar Werner make eye contact, and Oscar is in love. In fact, he explodes. Should I pretend that was subtle? I'll pretend it was subtle. This leads to a Thomas Dolby-esque song of them putting Oscar back together.
Now everybody's calling in the combine man, oh yeah!
Culminating in the alien crew getting applause riding back into town on a tractor. Is this supposed to refer to the fact that the song they're singing is called Combine Man? Because I don't think that's a combine tractor. Correct me if I'm wrong, farm enthusiasts. Frankie and his band intimidate the crowd into stopping the applause. Diane, impressed by the tractor because she is a self-proclaimed grease monkey it turns out, decides that the letters on their spacesuits are name tags.
And you're Absid?
Quite frankly, I can't keep the rest of the crew straight, so I'm not even gonna try to remember their names. Sorry. Diane wants the alien crew, now the alien band, to play at the school gym that night. Because apparently everyone heard the Putting Absid Back Together song. I don't think I know how musicals work. Does everybody else hear the songs everybody else is singing? And do they register that they're singing? To a point that we know who in town is a good singer and a bad singer? This is why I'd never move to a musical universe. I'd probably get kicked out. Absid has a random fantasy song about Dee Dee.
Now that I found my little bit of heaven.
Absid wants to use the sexual response stimulator on the women in town, despite Hydrant Butler's warning that it might be too powerful for Earthlings. The one problem for hetero Absid is it works on the men and not the women. Fortunately, the dog pile of men crushes the stimulator, but this leads to Dee Dee introducing herself to Absid to make sure he's alright. Dee Dee tells him that Frankie won't let her sing with his band, so Absid tells her to sing with them that night. Naturally, this leads to... Yes, that is cow poop. In another part of town, two men break out of the asylum for the criminally insane. Frankie's buddies take Absid outside.
Hey everybody, have you heard the word? Some been messing with Frankie's girl.
Absid conjures up a shield and they can't touch him. Meanwhile, the asylum escapees go shopping at the local artillery shop.
Keep up the good work, boys. Now there's a fine example of our right to bear arms.
No, I still want to grow up to be Ruth Gordon. Frankie is mad that Dee Dee is going to sing with the aliens that night, so he and his buddies set out to find them. By the way, despite all of the things the aliens have done, nobody knows these guys are aliens yet. One of the asylum escapees has killed someone at a chicken restaurant using a chainsaw.
Am I speaking to the widow of John S. Lamont?
You must be mistaken. I'm not a widow.
The hell you're not.
One of the cops finds the chainsaw killer at the school while Frankie's band is playing, and after a series of interesting fight sequences involving an electric toothbrush of all things.
He gave me the brush off.
I can't hate that, I just can't.
Forget about those loonies. A small game. I want the aliens.
Despite Frankie's best efforts to keep the alien band out of the building, they get in and Dee Dee breaks up with Frankie before singing with them. Frankie's band tries to win over the crowd by basically having a battle of the bands. Am I supposed to like the bad guys' music better? Because I kinda do. After they sing, Absid and Dee Dee go for a walk down by the mutated creature-infested lake while Diane sets out to find Frankie and comes across the chainsaw killer instead after a short chase sequence.
Fine. Next.
Just calm down here for 2 seconds and I'll show you how to fix it.
After asking to join the band, Dee Dee is told that Absid and his crew are aliens, and he takes her on board the ship and she has to decide if she is cool with the whole alien thing or not for the rest of her life. Yada yada yada, the end. So what is this film doing in the dumpster? Clearly, it's a cult classic style musical, and while some similar films have gotten mainstream notoriety, such as Rocky Horror Picture Show and Little Shop of Horrors, not many do. It also has some notable flaws, such as forgettable music, except for that first song with Jermaine Jackson, because that is stuck in my head, which I guess is the antithesis of a forgettable song, so maybe never mind. Other flaws include awkward choreography, and the film basically just being a bunch of weird music videos with a story tentatively linking them all together. I don't hate this film. I actually kind of like it. I don't even mind Pia Zadora in it. Yeah, she hits a few questionable notes in some of her songs, but overall her singing is much more tolerable than the previous films reviewed on this channel. And because she's finally playing a role better fitting to her type, she's not even terrible as an actor. What do you know, you didn't even have to get naked to accomplish that. Good for you, Pia, you go girl. Is this film cheesier than Wisconsin? Yes. Is this film stupid as hell? Yes. Does it know all of this? Yes. Is this film still fun? Yes. I vote we dig this bad boy out of the dumpster. Still, Pia Zadora film that I actually like. Am I feeling alright? I might need to lie down.
When was the last time you lubricated this thing?
I mean, it is dumpster dive film reviews. I guess it's fitting that there's a garbage truck in the background. I'm just gonna look at it as a fresh load of movies being dropped off in the local dumpster. You're doing God's work!